Gosh darn it. Good morning, good morning. It's not, there we, let's get the, alright, we got the angle there. Good morning, my friends. Morning, everybody. Whew, good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? On a Monday. I don't know why I'm coughing. I don't cough. Why would you cough? Who coughs? God dang. Good morning. Morning, Joe. Morning, JC. Morning, Herbie. Let's get some names going on here. Good morning, Bill D. Hey, Bill. Who? Good morning, Nerd. Morning, KB. Kim Bolden. Kim Golden Bolden. Morning, Clean Girl. Good morning. We got Riff. What do we got? Shine. Good morning, good morning. We got CCS. Good morning, CCS. Usually CCS is sharing very, very awkward and harmonious memes with me. Good morning, Derek Anderson. Good morning. The gang's all here. Mark Zamaron. Good morning. Whew. Good morning, everybody. It's been a good week. Been a good week. Nothing really happened this week. What happened this week? I guess the return of college football happened, so that's good. Pops and I watched Florida State and Georgia Tech play, and I didn't realize they were playing in Ireland, so that's kind of neat. And Pops is like, "Well, Georgia Tech, it's a home field, so they've got the home field advantage." In Ireland? How Georgia Tech is Ireland? How Irish is Good morning, Carlotta? Wait, is she here? Oh, good morning, Carlotta. All right, I was just like, well, I thought we were just like echoing. I thought maybe we were just doing our daily like, oh, Carlotta. I thought that's what we were doing. Oh, cool. You're here. Good morning, Like I do that every morning. And it just like it centers you. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of gives you a little bit of peace. A little. You got to do it the right way. You can't go. You can't do that. That doesn't center you. That discombobulates a little bit. Okay, guys. Morning, Carlotta. Good morning. I have like different sounds for everyone. Like Clean Grow, the sounds that every morning with Clean Grow. that's how I. Seems a little rude, doesn't it? That's not. Good morning. Good morning. I'm glad everyone's here. You know, like Carlotta, she's got the angelic. Clean Girl. You know, sometimes it's like a guttural. I don't know. We all have our sounds. We all have our sounds. Good morning, everybody. I'm glad we're all here. I'm glad you're here, Bill. Bill D says he's glad to be here. I'm glad you're here too, Bill. I think, like, I watch the news all day, every day, and really, if no one's getting like hurt, it's not really news. And I mean, not like just physically hurt, but like emotionally or economically. like, unless there's pain involved or loss or suffering, the news is kind of sad. It's really like, ugh. So instead of watching the news, what I do is I'll turn it to Storage Wars, which I feel like is just as much of an approximation of humanity as anything else. Stupid puns, setups, interesting facts. If that's not humanity, or if that's not being an adult right there, stupid puns, setups, and interesting facts. Oh, I didn't know. Or, what then I'll do is I'll turn into this one comedy channel. It's nothing but Jeff Dunham. And it's him with his hand up. Never mind. Never mind. If you don't know who, never mind. That's should be comedy, right? Also, an accurate depiction of humanity. Good morning, Catzilla. I keep thinking about Cat. Good morning to you, my friend. Glad you're here. It's good to have you sticking around. Homunculus. I don't know, man. They show his stuff all the time, and they show his specials like 2 or 3 in a row. I like him. I like him. I think he's hilarious, especially when he uses his puppets to be like the actual crass comic that he is, like Walter. Oh man, Walter. Good morning, Laura. Which one are you on? Oh, okay. You got you and Nerdy are talking to each other. Like, I feel like I haven't actually. I don't know. We'll do Carlotta. Hey, Carlotta. Now that you're here, can I? You know I don't know how to read cards, and so I just kind of need someone to bounce this off of. And since you're like the queen, I did kind of like. I don't know if I can do it right. Please don't hurt me. Okay? If I don't do it correctly, alright? I don't need to like get slapped down by a fly swatter. Okay, if I don't do it correctly, alright? There it is. See, I got it. I nailed it every time. Every time. Good morning, Gypsy. Jesus Christ, did I even say good morning? Badger, good morning. Mike Barabell, good morning. The Wads, good morning. The Wads keeps trying to send me the weirdest stuff. He sent me this one. I don't know if I've talked to you about this one thing that he sent me. We'll do. I gotta figure out who to do. Carlotta, if you'd like. It's up to you. The Waz sent me this meme or this thing where if you look at it in the middle, and you stare at this thing in the middle, and then the faces go by on the side, like the faces that go, I can see the eyes now. I can see the eyes now. Like the faces that go by on the side are like, they alter. You know, like if you looked at one of the faces that's going through here, by itself as it was going, you'd be like, all right, it's not a big deal. And you look at this face over here, it's flipping, it's changing. It's like, oh, it's not a big deal. But if you look in the middle, this square little center here, right, and the faces change or flipping around, and on their own, and you're not looking at them directly, their eyes get huge. Huge. Are we already hard at work? Are we hard at work, Herbie? Nice job, Herbie. Huge. And so, like, that's the weirdest thing I've been sent in a minute. CCS is really working on trying to recapture the top spot, though. What did he send me the other day? And I'm not saying, what did he send me the other day? There's so many things that this guy's. I don't want to go through because then I'll get lost on looking at things and then we'll have to worry about getting Tina Turner. And I don't want to do that. But like, sorry, that was the clean grow sound. So I've got the Laura, right? The something came up with that one. I'm sorry about that. That was gross. Then I just did the cleaning. What else? Do we have something else? That's more like that doesn't just happen. Not like out of nowhere. That one's a dedication. That one's a requirement too. All right. Let's just forget what we were talking about. Done. Here we go. What I'm going to show you, what did we see last week? Nerd, what did I show you? Landscape-wise, what did I make? What did I show you? I know I showed you something. And Jesus Christ in Australia, you keep your mouth shut right now. Okay? Nerdy, do you remember what I showed? I don't remember, was it... No, not Lego. Not Lego. Hold on. One second. So I showed you the iceberg. I know that. I'm fairly certain I showed you the iceberg. Right? Iceberg. Right? It was the iceberg. And I showed you... Hold on. The ice shelf. Right? I think I showed that to you guys. The ice shelf. Well, what else did I show you? Did I show you something else? What else did I show you? Is that it? Is that all I showed? Because I got stuff. I was busy last week. I got busy. Morning Mushmouth, by the way. No, it's like everywhere, Derek Anderson. I saw on IG. I made more. Nerd Nature. Well, Jesus, I kind of painted something, Jesus Christ. I kind of. One second. We got that guy right here. We got the broken pond. I made this this is all out of foam. We've got insulation foam. And so I carved it and put it all together out of insulation. And so we were, I don't know, bored. Mostly. Pops has this game that he's like, we need to create landscape for this game that we're gonna play. I'm like, all right, Pops, well, let me just make this landscape. And so, I really like this one. I like this one a lot. So I made that one. That's the broken pond. Made this one. This is the cave. There's a cave right here. There should have been a UFO. I actually carved a UFO. There was going to be a UFO sticking out of here because like it carved in or crashed or whatever on the way into the cave. But I tried to spray some filler onto it, and don't spray anything on foam at all. And my UFO turned into an unidentifiable foam object. And so it was definitely a UFO. Anyhow, that was a joke that I came up with right off the top of my head. you can take that one home. So this was the cave. I turned this one. You know what this is? You know what these are? Bingo bango. Q-tips. Neat, huh? Anyhow, so it's the cave. You know, it's these usually take maybe a day or two to make. My first my first concept of making them was I would soak them because I thought, well, it's foam, so it's kind of like a sponge. Not so much. It's insulation. It's not supposed to soak up water. It's gonna because it's holy, and you put water in it over time, and it'll hold water and such and whatnot. But it's not supposed to hold water. So all right, I'm like, all right. I didn't think about that until after like I did this one. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll quit making a mess. And I made a mess. I spilled paint all over the cement, and I had to like clean it up. It was dumb. I'm like, let's not make that mistake again. So I figured out how not to make that mistake again after making this guy. 1 second. Do 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 do. Last one so far. So Pops is all like, it's a really alien landscape that you're working on. I'm like, you're right. It is kind of an alien landscape. So I was just kind of like going concept wise here. Uh, so I made what's called the temple. So I made a temple. This one took a day. Yeah, all day yesterday. I worked on this one. So I really don't know like if any of these are useful for the game or whatnot, in so much as like you could put them. It's supposed to be a sailing game, and so you just sail around the stuff. So this is more. I don't know. I wanted to see if I could make something out of whatever. I also really like carving into things and then putting stuff over the. I don't know. It's a lot of fun to make. I'm gonna take this back. So that's what I've been doing. I'm not sure exactly what else to do, what else to make, but that's what I've been up to this past week. Just like sometimes you just gotta keep the brain active, you know, instead of like figuring out different ways to heckle people. So exactly, nerd. Exactly. More like space pirates, you know? Like, you can sail around in an alien world, and Pops is like, well, we might have to, like, change the world, or change the rules, you know? He goes, thank you, guys. Thank you. Everyone saying that they like the alien world. Thank you. I'll put it all together, like, Pops bought a table that we're gonna use for game display wise, and he'll create his own little diorama display play area, and we'll probably take pictures of it and such and post it, and then I'll come in with my stuff, and we'll create like a little whatever it looks like with my stuff in it, and they'll be like, oh wow, neat, you know, whatever's different. He lives in an entirely different world than I do. I'll tell you that. This alien world is absolutely. Shine, here's the thing, here's what you gotta know about my Pops, okay? My Pops, we're probably not gonna ever actually play the game. Getting him to, like, to really focus down I love that he like got into like building and he's letting me build. So I'm just happy we're building. If we actually play the game, it'll be me frustrated with him not paying attention. That's just every game we've ever played. So, or him yelling at me for getting good rolls when I'm like, it's just dice, and I don't care. I'm not. It's just dice. Quit yelling at me about dice. So, I'm done. You know what I mean? Like, so let me grab something to drink here, and then I want to read. Can we read? Can I give someone a reading? Does anybody want cards? Does anybody want? I want to give. I want to give. I want to do a reading. I want to do like a 3 card Monty reading. I want to do like an actual. I want to see what the cards have to say today. So keep that in mind when I go grab. What's going on here, and we'll get the cards going, and then we'll get to the book. I figured like we last week, Marx. We realized that Marx he's an idiot. He didn't account for ambition. He said everyone, if they have everything they want, or if they have everything they need, they'll want for nothing. You have no idea what humanity is, my guy. Knock it off. And by that, whoop, all of a sudden we got North Korea. You know what I'm saying? Try not to be political, but thanks, Mars. All right, so let me go grab something to drink, and then we'll do cards. Talk amongst yourselves about who wants cards, and then I'll see, and then I'll pick, probably a random, like whatever. You guys talk amongst yourselves. How about that? How about that? Talk amongst yourselves, and then I should be going to get something to drink. I've been trying. My mouth is like drying up now. My mouth is as dry as my humor. Huh. Seems rude. Huh. The ballet of dropping a Mountain Dew cap, or any cap, bottle cap, pull tab. Remember pull tabs? I remember pull tabs. I'm old enough to remember If you're old enough to remember pull tabs, you don't have to call yourself a millennial if you don't want to, okay? And even if your family was like one of the poor families where they had to wait like 3 years to get like that next case of whatever they were drinking, and so they got like a 3-year-old case of tab, or whatever, like that they had to like pull the tab off, or RC Cola, even if like you were born in '83 or whatever, like if you or maybe you're like one of the nostalgia nerds, and no offense, nerd nature, but and you're like, oh man, I would love to try like a 10-year-old bottle of like what else had pull a beer. Don't try it. Don't. I'm not. Ugh, God, that's nasty. It sounds gross to me. Anyhow, I forgot what we were talking about. Thank you. You can blame Deborah Pearl for that one. Or as I like to call her, Deborah Pearl. I feel like I might have ruined your life there for a minute there, Deborah, and I apologize for that. Deborah Pearl. Dab Pearl. Deborah Pearl. Abracadabra. You know what I'm saying? Magic all over. Alright, everybody. Who would like to have their cards read? Should I do like 1 card at a time, or 1 card each, so that everyone can get their cards? Or should I do like a 1 3-carder? What should I do? What do you guys want? What's the best? What's going on? Should I do like a 1-carder? One each? And you're like, oh man, someone yelled at me the other day. They were like, I didn't get a card. I'm like, Carlotta, you would like, all right, you know what? Fuck it, Carlotta. Pardon me, Penny, sorry. I owe Penny $10 now. You're welcome, Carlotta. You don't have to split that with me at all. Alright, I'll pay all of that myself. Carlotta, I'm reading your cards. I said that I was going to read your cards, and I'm going to read your cards. Let's do it. Oh, yeah, I'm in on this one. Oh, let's see what the cards have to say about little Miss Carlotta. The first time I met Carlotta, I tried to be friends with her by showing her my rocks. That sounds as weird as it probably was. I came out with a box of rocks. I'm like, would you like to look at my rocks? And she's like, yeah, I would love to look at your rocks. And I was like, all right, you can look at my rocks. That's a weird way to interact with someone, isn't it? Just a touch, just like. And then she started petting me, and she's like, "Good boy," and I'm like, "Ah." You know, it's not what happened. Okay, it's not what happened at all. All right, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't make up stories that probably could happen. No, okay. Don't do that. Don't do that. Speaking of having a little fun, you guys should check out thedetroitmushlab.net. Go check out thedetroitmushlab.net and get a hold of people there for whatever little tidbits of goofy universe you need to take a hold of. Especially check out some of CCS's natural stuff that he's got working on. That dude has been cooking up. No offense, Carlotta, love you, but CCS is really trying to take hold of your little title of like kitchen master, and so he's been like, I'm gonna make banana bread that turns people into bananas. And I'm like, you go after it. I'm gonna make carrot cake that turns people into carrots. I'm like, man, that sounds like good stuff. I'm gonna make plum pudding that turns people into pudding. I'm like, what about the plum? He goes, that's little Jack Horner running away. Dry as my humor. Okay, Carlotta, let's do this. You've seen me cutting the cards multiple times. Obviously, I'm not making sure of anything of anywhere, so I'm gonna assume that let's just hope that like that kind of counts a little bit for shuffling, and that we don't get like three Herbie vans in a row. All right, if I get, then that just means I mixed up decks. All right, so I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. Carlotta, 1, 2. Let's get these into the camera so that people are like, what's going on here? All right, 1, 2, or 3. Which one would you like me to pick from to read your cards, Miss Carlotta? Let's see. I knew I was bad until I put all let's just waiting on Miss Carlotta to pick a pile. We got 3. 3? Is that 3? 3. Look, Carlotta, nobody picks 3. All right, I know you haven't been here for a while. And I appreciate you being here. I appreciate seeing you. I appreciate like showing you my rocks. I still have hold on. This is CCS is like, we love it when you don't know what you're doing and you're like, and you're just kind of an a-hole about stuff, and you just kind of like, you have no idea. Hold on, let me show you. There we go. That's one of the rocks that I showed her. It was in the box of rocks. Okay, okay. Let's put that away and just get back. Just get back to the show. Just close the thing and don't spill it. Come on, gosh. Just close it. once and forever. Almost. We'll get there. This is live TV, folks. Live TV. Nice job. It's like being... You know what? Almost. Come on, Waz. Hold on. There we go. I probably broke it, is what happened. I probably broke it. That's probably what happened. I probably broke it, and it'll never open again. In which case, that seems fitting. It seems fitting. The rock should never be shown to anyone else except for Carlotta ever again. I think she's the. Yeah, I think she's the last person that I've shown my rocks to. I mean, other than every single person here. And whomever may watch after this. And I apologize for sharing that little tidbit of let me just, you know what, let's just get to it. I have a spiel. Carlotta, I love you. Let's do this. It's a spiel. I do it then, now, and later reading. 3 cards, then, now, and later. Kind of like, you know, where were you, where you at, and what are we going to do about it? So, you know, because we're going to have to fix something, aren't we? I'm kidding. I think there was one time when Laura's cards all read, adore me here, now, and forever. And I was like, that's weird. You know, another person I tried to talk out of self-help, and the cards were like, no, you need self-help. And then I saw a comic, George Carlin goes, there's no such thing as self-help. He's like, if you're reading this book, it's help. You know, I'm like, it's a self-help book. But if I'm reading this book, and I'm getting help, then it's help. I'm like, shut up. I don't want to hear that. You know, it's a self-help book. No, I'm helping myself. He's like, no, you're getting help. Come on, knock it off, George. I don't need to know. Now I gotta worry about, like, am I qualified to help myself? You know? Anyhow, let's just get to it. First card. This is the pot deck, too, Carlotta. So let's just give this as much reverence as we absolutely need to give it as well. Any reversed cards, we'll turn right side up. Alright? We're going to start it off with, we're going to start and maintain our positivity. Even if it is, what was it, the 6 of bongs that we showed, and it was like all broken bongs? If you get the broken bong card, I don't know, we might have to pick a different card. I'm kidding. Card number 1. Where were you? Where you been? What the F? 8, 6, what is that, 8? 8 of joints. Carlotta, you're hard at work. You're prepping. That's a prepping right there. I know about Carlotta. Carlotta's one of the better prep, and I don't mean like prepper, like go get yourself a storage shed and, like, you know, and a caterpillar, and you know, dig yourself a hole 10 feet down, and then you know, put the storage shed into the hole, and then, you know, create yourself a little bunker prepper. No, I mean, like, Carlotta, like, follows her own little, like, I need 2 eggs. So I'm probably going to need 3. I need 17 chocolate chips per cookie. So I'm going to add 22. Like, that's the prepper, you know? Look at her. Like, I'm going to need 8 joints inside. I gotta make sure they all fit, you know, into the case. She makes sure, like, down to the dot. every time that like we've ever had like a mush fest, like she's the one that's like, all right, how many people are still here? All right, I'm gonna need 300 more chocolates. Okay, let's do it. Let's get into it. That's where she was. That's who she's been. Now she's Phoenix Rising. Now she's Phoenix Rising. Let's go. Where you at today? Where you at today? You turning your back on us, so you're like, you know what? Screw it, I'm done. You know what? I'm gonna do a dash instead of following the directions. I'm just gonna do a dash from here on out. Yeah. What? You know what? I want if it's margarine instead of butter. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, keep rolling the joints. Get yourself prepped. Stay prepped. Like make sure you got all your ingredients like right there ready for you. You don't have to rely on margarine. Oh God. Where are you at today? Like I said, don't do the margarine. Leave the margarine in the fridge. No, actually, this is 4 of nugs, and this is a card of holding out. Don't hold out. You can't hold out. Are you making good stuff and we don't know about it now? You're like, I'm ready to make, and I got some good shit that nobody... Sorry, that's $1. Penny. I got good stuff going out. I am not... You're holding out. We can see what you have, too. We know you've been busy. We know you got stuff. What you got? Where you at? Are you even, like... You're trying to be a part of the party. Be a part of the party. Add to the party. Be a part of the party. You know? Don't be that guy. Don't be me. Don't be me back in the day where I just sat there and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to look pretty. You know, and then I'll sit in the circle. And then, you know. What I did, though, is I used my manipulation on the hard stuff. I didn't actually use it with, like, you know, career. You know, I used it on getting high. My manipulation tactics. I didn't actually use it on, like, a relationship. No, I used all my good, like, primo manipulation tactics on not paying for much back in the day. So, I mean, that was... Because if you just sit there and you look like, hey, you know, you get that, hey, that look on your face, like, oh, I'm good, you know, and they're like, I don't know if I want to give you anything. You're like, no, you can give me stuff. You know, you get like that big doe eye, like, you know, whatever the drug does to you. You know, like, you're holding out, Carlotta, knock it off. We need what you got. Alright, we can see inside. I see the heart that beats. Alright, I see the heart that boom, 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 boom. Alright, I see it. I see the goodness that you got. I see what you're prepping. I see what's going on. Look at you. You can't stop, won't stop. You're Miley Cyrus. I tried to do like a Miley Cyrus play on, but you get high, but like with the, knock it off when like holding out. Knock it off. Where you at? I know that like gas prices and such or whatever, like they're coming down, they're going up. Who knows what's going on? Stop. We need it. Okay? I've been sucking on tree limbs, trying to get a little bit of that Carlotta juice. I don't know why I'm sucking on tree limbs. I don't even know if there's even Carlotta juice in there. There's a tree on our fence that like I go and I put it in my mouth and I'm like, stop holding out. You know what's gonna happen when you stop holding out and you give in, you be a part of, and you, like I take the tree limb out of my mouth? Oh God, I love this stuff. None of this means anything. None of this means anything. Carlotta, stop holding out though. You can bring peace. You can bring peace. You made 8. shared one. Now we're all at peace. You know what I'm saying? You made 8. You thought you were going to hold back. Shared one. And at least, and when you shared at least one, you brought peace. When you shared a little bit of you get a little bit of peace back. Whatever it is you think you're holding back, because it's so special to you, if you share just a little bit of it, 1/8 of it, you give yourself a little bit of peace. You might even give us a little bit of peace too. Whether it's baking, whether it's silly jokes, hosting a show, reading cards. We're going to learn about philosophy. Whether it's like trying to teach people things. You know? All of these things. Stop holding back. Share at least just a little bit of yourself. Don't be afraid. Like, hey, you guys want to hit? Yeah, dude, give me one of that, you know? There aren't too many people in this world that are going to be like, dude, I'm going to call the cops. No, it's like if you're not an asshole, everyone's like, oh, you got weed. I'm going to go over here before he offers me. I've seen way more people do that. They want to avoid the situation. You know, hey, what do you got? Oh yeah? I'm going to get out of here before I accept that, you know? Because, who knows? Who knows whatever they're into? This isn't even about drugs, though. Not even about weed. It's that little piece of you. People walking past the bar. Man, it sounds like something's cranking in there. Alright, yeah. I'm going to get out of here, though, before I have fun in there. You know? But there you are. You're up there. You're doing a sound check or whatever. You're rocking out because you're finally giving yourself a little bit. You're giving a little bit of yourself out. You went to an open mic. You're like, you know what, man? I can strum a guitar, sing a song. Meanwhile, someone's walking past the bar going, man, it'd be really cool if I could fall into that a little bit. That song sounds really neat. Alright, cool. I remember busking on the sidewalk, performing, essentially begging for money, but performing for it. And people will, like, and so I would sing, I sang like an Elvis song or two. And they'd be like, oh man, that was really great. Hey, can you sing this? And it's like, it's how they hear your voice and how they relate to whatever they're hearing. And it's just like, you give them like just that little piece. And they walk away, they're like, all right, cool. Whether they give you $1 or not, it doesn't matter. I always enjoyed every interaction I had with anybody. Me and my buddy, he was strumming the guitar, I would sing along. If I knew the words. If I didn't know the words, he's like, I'm like, God dang it, you know? Get $1 for the comedy routine at least. No, I don't know. Well, I like the message today, Carlotta. Thank you. Quit holding out, friend. I gotta worry about not holding out, you know? Pops will say, hey man, do you want to help, play this game? You want to help me build this world? I don't know, Pops, I guess, you know. So I looked at the foam and I made like kind of like a little ice shelf. And then I went full on. Stop holding back on Pops. I still haven't even shown, you guys saw the new one before he did. I'm worried about what he's going to look at. Because I know he's going to look at that and go, is that a spray can top and an energy drink top to make the temple? Yeah. Why? I don't know. Because I'm not holding back. Let's do it. Let's break the chains. Let's do it. Let's do it. If you won't love me now, you won't simple pound. Here we go. Hold on. Fleetwood. Listen to the wind blow. Watch the sun rise. Running in the shadows. Damn your love, damn your lies. And if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. Why do I have like a drawl while I'm singing this? You know, like I could try, let me try like a British. Well, I can still hear you saying you would never break the chain, never break the chain. Alright, so I like that. That's a little bit, yeah. Scottish, if I do Scottish. And if you don't love me now, you don't love me now, you will never love me again. I can still hear you saying you would never break the chain. I like that. That's a little heavy. It's a little metalish. Let's see. What if Cookie Monster? Oh, okay. Listen to the wind blow. Down comes the night. Okay, alright. Here we go. Running in the shadows. Damn your love, damn your lies. Break the silence. Damn the dark, damn the light. Alright, cool. He's almost got like a Bob Seger to him. You know, Tom Waitsy to him. I like Cookie. I could listen to Cookie Monster sing that one. Who else do we got? We got Arnold. We got Arnold. Here we go. And if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. I can still hear you saying you would never break the chain. If that's offensive to someone, I have no idea who. Break the chain, never break the chain. And if, I'm going to keep going, I like Arnold. Here we go. And if you don't love me now, you don't love me now. Get down, get down, get down. Whoever did the get down, that's my favorite Arnold. That's get down. You'll never love me again. He's like Scottish, but he's not. He's Arnold. Get down. I can still hear you say, but he's like a little Russian too. I can still hear. I don't know. Still hear you saying you would never. And then let's try Stallone. You'd never break the chain. I'm nailing Stallone right now. Nailing Stallone. Here we go. Let's try some more. And if you don't love me now, you will never love me again, right? I can still hear you saying, cause my head's ringing, right? You know, I got hit in the head a lot, you know, and I got a little bit of palsy going on, you know, cause I got hit in the head a lot, you know, I can still hear it, you know, like echo, like Adrian. Look, I can still hear you say, like, it's clear, you know, I shake my head a lot, and then I can't stop hearing it, you know. I can still hear you saying it, like, you know. It's like I'm trying to break the chain, but you'll never break the chain. It's what you're saying. You'll never break the chain, Adrian. You know, Adrian, I'll never break the chain. Chain keeping us together. Keep us running in the shadow. Chain keep us together. Running in the shadow. Don't let Rocky ever sing again. Okay? Don't let Rocky ever sing again. Chain keeping us together. He's got hit in the head a lot. Let's get to the book. Briefly. We got a small little thing to read. A small little thing to read. Last week we went through Marx. An hour long of Marx. Thank you, Penny. So I'm just reading some of the comments here. Just checking you guys out. And if you don't love me now, you can never love me again. You can, because it's got hit in the headline. You can say, yeah, Adrian, you never break the chain. Here we go. Went too far. We got. What's Nietzsche doing in the modern world? I thought maybe he would. What? Man is something to be. That's not yet. We're not there yet. You're the next. You're the first in the modern world. Oh my God, the modern world's gonna kick our ass. All right, pardon my language, Penny. There we go. Yeah, we just did Marx. Let's get to it. So for the last couple months, we've been reading this book. Let's get to the reading of the book. Love you guys. Thanks for being here, Carlotta. Thanks for letting me read your cards. Remember, everyone, don't be afraid to give a little piece of yourself. Even if it's rocky. Oh, boy. Okay. The section we're going to read, it's just a short one, is must the citizen even resign conscience to the legislature? Legislator. To the guy creating the laws. Must the citizen even resign his conscience to the legislator? Okay. Morning, Streety. I see Streety. Just in time. Henry David Thoreau. Must the citizen even resign his conscience to the legislator? Almost a century after Jean-Jacques Rousseau claimed that nature was essentially benign, humans are born good versus humans are born evil. So Jean-Jacques says, no, we're just a bunch of morons. We have no idea what's going on until we have our first couple of ideas, and then we can be like, I like these ideas versus those ideas. American philosopher, America, here we go. We've been dealing with Brits and Germans the past, few centuries. Let's go America. Henry David Thoreau developed the idea further. Pardon me. Arguing that all good things are wild and free, and that the laws of man suppress rather than protect civil liberties. Oh, okay. He saw that political parties were necessarily one-sided and that their policies often ran contrary to our moral beliefs. For this reason, he believed it was the individual's duty to protest against unjust laws, and argued that passively allowing such laws to be enacted effectively gave them justification. Let me read that again. He saw that political parties were necessarily one-sided and that their policies often ran contrary to our moral beliefs. For this reason, he believed it was the individual's duty, you and me, our duty, to protest against unjust laws. Protest. I don't like that law. Protest. It's our duty. And argued that passively allowing such laws to be enacted, well, I don't know. Well, I don't really want to do anything. It doesn't really hurt me. Allowed such laws to be enacted effectively gave them justification. in voting, if you vote in abstention, or no, not if you abstain, you vote with the majority every time. That's Robert's Rules of Order, which is the governing rule of almost every governing body. Me, I don't know about like Asian countries or maybe like the Middle Eastern if they got like, their own little parliamentary procedures. But Robert's Rules governs basically all the procedures that you would find in Canada, U.S., Mexico, England, Germany, and such. And they allow for a lot of protests, a lot of rules to be enacted. Without us like having an opportunity to go against them. Like it's about people like violating our own laws and our own rules. Anyhow, let's get back to it. Any fool can make a rule, and any fool will mind it, as he said about English grammar. But the principle runs through his political philosophy too. Any fool can make a rule, and any fool will mind it, which means it immediately brings me to the Abby Hoffman yelling speech of you got to throw your bodies against the gears and go against the machine. You got to throw your bodies into the gears and just wreck everything. In his essay Civil Disobedience, written in 1849, Thoreau proposes a citizen's right to conscientious objection through non-cooperation and non-violent resistance, which he put into practice by refusing to pay taxes that supported the war in Mexico and perpetuated slavery. This is in 1817, and he died in 1862. He died before slavery was effectively ended, I think in 63 with the Emancipation Proclamation. Alright. Thoreau's ideas contrasted sharply with those of his contemporary Karl Marx, and with the revolutionary spirit in Europe at the time, which called for violent action. So Abby Hoffman's like, throw your bodies into the gears and the grinds, do everything you can to rage against the machine. And Thoreau is like, just yell out your window a lot. That's annoying enough, isn't it? Just, maybe stick to social media. Keep bugging your parents. Keep telling them to be quiet at Thanksgiving. That's good, right? You don't have to bear arms. Just talk about them a lot. But they were later adopted by numerous leaders of resistant movements, such as Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King. Even with all our laws and the ways that we think that everything works, sometimes you just have to get in there, You have to get in the pit and try and, I don't want to do a Kid Rock reference right after I did a Martin Luther King Jr. Reference, but that's where we are. So, love you guys. I got a little off on that one. Henry David Thoreau. Do we like it when let's do this before we do the Laura and we get out of here and we go and enjoy our lives. Do we like it? Do you like it when I heckle the book? Or should we try and do this as more of a groupie thingy? I went off a little bit. I went off on a different track than when it was. Carlisle, love it when I heckle the book. Nerd says it's all good. Derek Anderson says, love it, absolutely, keep heckling, heckle away, heckle, heckle. Like a swinger. God, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I love you, Jesus Christ. Shine, peace and good vibes to all. I love you, my friend. Mushmouth. I'll show you, Catzilla. Jesus Christ, I love you, my guy. Yes, I like it. Catzilla said that, not Jesus Christ. Okay, never mind. Alright. It works. It all works, in my opinion, the law says. Heckle the book. Clean Girl says heckle. Sandy, morning. Good morning, Sandy. Mike Bear about Brock, dude. Sorry I'm late. Dude, Sandy, I saw a post on IG where you're like, this is what I look like. I'm like, it is actually what you look like. But it's not you. Alright, guys. Alright, I'll keep heckling. Mush, we don't do that anymore. More of the case of like, I felt like I was like, I don't know, just not a part of it. Every once in a while, I open the show with like, so that part of the show, someone's gonna watch and be like, what the hell is he talking about? I don't know, what am I watching now? Like, is he just drinking? Alright, guys, let's get out of here. But before we do that, I love everybody having you here. Sandy, I'm glad you're here because you can be a part of the Laura. Is Laura even here? I didn't see Laura at all. Like, am I doing a Laura without Laura? Am I doing a Laura-less Laura? Like, are we, what's going on here? Like, am I gonna have to, like, I gotta power through? Is she even here? I really haven't, like, actually, like, gotten, she was, Herbie, okay. Herbie says she was here. We've kind of gotten past, like, I don't really like do a scroll out because, like, goofy people make me say goofy things. Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't want to, Herbie's, like, struggling really hard to, like, make sure that, like, whatever scrolls up, he's like, I'll delete that for you, bro. I'll delete that. Like, no, don't do that. No, we're trying to get out of here. You know, so now instead, I'm doing, like, the instruction of Laura. And because Laura, like, during the scroll, she would be the first person to say the word hug. And I remember I do the, you give a hug, you get a hug, you know, like, but, like, you know, I really enjoyed it. Like, she was typically the one. And then, like, Cleany would go in and try and, like, take the crown from her. I'm like, Cleany, you're not a princess, guy. You're not. You're not the queen. All right, my guy? You're not the queen of hugs. Okay? I get it. You're trying. We're all here for you. And, like, you know, you got to make an effort in wherever you can. You know, in the things that you do. And I love the gung-ho attitude, you know. But, like, take the tiara off, my friend. Hand it back. All right? Give that back. All right? You got to give it. No, give it back. Okay? And so I had to make sure, like, I give it back. Okay? And so, like, Niffer Mama had to, like, make sure, you know, I had to sneak in when Cleany was sleeping one time, and, like, she took the tiara and she wrapped it up all nice and sent it back to Laura. And so now Laura's back to being the princess queen of hugs. And so we're doing the Laura. I don't want to do the Cleany. All right? Because every time I do the Cleany, I got to clean. All right? Knock that off. Okay, don't do that. Okay, it's awkward. All right, so let's get to doing. I don't even know if I have permission. All right, to do the Laura, but let's do the Laura. Here we go. You put your left hand here. You put your right hand here. You grab a little bit, and then you kind of like squeeze, and then you put your heart, and then you're like, oh wow, and then you just kind of like. You know what, I love you, and then, you know, I love you too, but you just, alright, cool, but how awkward is this, and, you know, you just kind of hold on a little bit, and you're like, oh, man, like, what's going on here, like, and then 1 second, one little moment in your head, you're like, wait a minute, it feels kind of like a hug, and you're like, oh, yeah, it is a hug. It's a hug. You don't squirm away from a hug unless you're like a 7-year-old boy, and, you know, in front of your friends, and your mom's trying to give you that last kiss because she knows that she's never gonna kiss her little boy again. You know, as he runs off to go learn soccer or taekwondo or whatever it is he's gonna forget by the time he's 9. Give that little hug, just that hug, that hug, just give a hug. Because then you get a hug, right? And that's the magic of giving a hug. Because now that the arms are wrapped around, and it's like they have to either they're flailing about because, you know, they're like the cat that you're hugging that's like, quit hugging me, you know, every time. You know, and if it's a cat that doesn't flail about while you're hugging it, that's a dead cat. Drop that cat. Or in my experience, it's a Taco Bell bag. Okay? So I'm just saying. Alright, if you can hug a cat, that cat is dead. The more you know. So you give the hug, and then now you have a hug, right? And so for the rest of the day, you're like, oh man, I felt that hug feels like right around. There's like that good pressure, right? And then there's like that little release of like, that little tension, stress releaser, you know, and now you're like, oh man, what? Now what can you do? Now that you have a hug, what can you do with a hug? Now you can go give that hug to someone, and then because they are getting a hug, they'll give you a hug, and then you're like, oh man, I got a hug back, you know, and now you always have a hug, you know. Now you're always looking for someone to give a hug to. Hey, let me give a hug, you know, and they don't give you a hug, right? And so you know what happens when they don't give you a hug? You still have a hug, man. You still have a hug. You know how I know you still have a hug? You can go and give it to someone. You can go give someone a hug, even though you don't think you have a hug. That's the beauty of hugs. Is anytime you think you don't have one, you got one. All you gotta do is just give it. Beauty of hugs. Give a hug, get a hug. That's the Laura, doing the Laura. It's doing the... Ask permission first before most hugs. Obviously, like if you're a mom hugging your kid, you know, you don't really have to, hey, can I hug you? And the kid's like, no. And you're like, oh, okay. And then you just let the kid run away. No, if you want to hug your kid, you just like, get in here, you little, you know, and you hug them, and then you're like, all right. Ah! And then they run off, you know. I do that to Pops all the time. Pops, get in here. He's like, anyhow, I love you guys. It's been a good one day. Hope you guys have had a great day. Hope you guys are enjoying everything, and I will see you, next Monday, and we'll keep going through the book, and we'll keep doing all of this together, and enjoy yourselves. And I usually end with like some kind of like a weird, awkward thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I some kind of like a weird statement or whatever, and I don't know, I'm trying to think of something.